Hi everyone. So new background with all the lockdown. I found myself in a different environment and a bit of a play on my old way back in the 60s hippie days with posters for hair behind there, which is a bit of a joke now. So ready for chapter 3 of Dawn of the Darkness, and I'll play the text. If people hate the text, I'll do a version of each. But a lot of people say they enjoy reading it along as well. So here goes. Chapter 3. Oh, get the sharing on. Great. That evening, after a slow and quiet dinner, Urania, Elwyn and Ellen sat down in the lounge room to discuss their situation. Urania lived close to the city in a quiet suburb on a hill. She had views across the city centre to the large open bay beyond. The area combined the best of two worlds, the energy and creativity of the city and the vitality and beauty of nature. Through the large bay windows of the lounge room, the city lights highlighted the beauty of each day, night and season, creating an ever-changing portrait of contemporary life on the three-dimensional canvas of urban shapes and natural forms. As the evening was warm, the open windows allowed the distant sound of city, gently shaped by the soft breeze, to add another dimension of magic to the evening. To top it off, a full moon was rising across the bay, creating a highway of light over the waters and into the city. Urania and Elwyn sat in comfortable white leather chairs. Ellen would sit for a while on the lounge and then stand and walk around the room. Even at rest, Ellen seemed restless. The lounge room was elegantly decorated in a comfortable yet minimalistic style, highlighted with flowers, works of art, and 3 of the most beautiful crystals it was possible to imagine. They reach a foot or more in height and lit from below and above to reveal their unique character and wonders. "Okay, Grandma, why is this happening?" stated Ellen as they settled down. "Wow, Ellen, that's unlike you to be so direct," Urania laughed. "You are joking," Ellen asked. "Of course, dear," she said. "Now Angus is gone, you are the man. Who else's leg can I pull?" "The man, eh?" said Ellen, standing tall and pushing out his chest. Ellen rolled her eyes and reminded them, "So what's really happening, Grandma?" "This doesn't look good, but it's a great opportunity for you both. Adrian is my son, for good and bad. In this lifetime, it appears more for the latter so far. He hates me because I remind him of what he could be if he would let go of his lust for negativity. That addiction keeps him from feeling the true source of his pain. It makes him seem powerful, yet hides his true power. Before Angus, I made many mistakes like we all do. I lived in an environment full of hard people. I was respected because I knew how to make money and I knew their secrets, but never used this against them. I lived with the bad boys, but never disrespected myself or them. Let me tell you a secret about women. People say that what a woman wants is a mystery. It's not. It's obvious. What a woman really wants is to feel. That's our bottom line. Given the choice of a nice guy and a bad boy, we often go for the bad boy. Most women would rather feel bad than feel nothing. So I lived with the bad boys because it was exciting. However, Adrian did not feel that. As he grew up, it scared and traumatised him. His response was to take on the worst of it and let it define him. I thought I could protect him and he would grow out of it. Unfortunately, he grew into it. Now I have to deal with what he has become. It's still a work in progress. Neither Elwyn or Ellen said anything. They were captivated. Ellen, you may want to sit down for this. It's going to be a shock for you both. So please stay open and be prepared. It is time you knew the truth about your parents. Ellen and Elwyn looked at each other, more with an unexpected sense of relief than shock. They both took a deep breath, and Ellen sat down. Their hearts were beating rapidly. You both have the same mother, but not the same father, Urania said. Ellen, Adrian is your father. That creep, said Ellen with intense disgust. Are you kidding me, he yelled. Elwyn took it quietly, but her face lost its colour. Remember to breathe and let me explain, stated Urania. Like a boat in a wild storm, Ellen had to go with it. He focused on his breath rather than allowing himself to be swept away by his emotions. It felt rough. The storm was raging inside him, yet he found himself still afloat. Go on, Grandma, he said more quietly. Elwyn, your father, De Veron, was called out one night by Adrian on business. They were both deeply involved in gang business, which is how we survived in those days. Later that night, Adrian turned up at your parents' house, saying he wanted to sort things with your mother. Even at your young age, or when you sensed it was wrong. You cried so much that he had you taken out by your nanny. Then, and please pardon my frankness, he had sex with your mother. Was this done with her consent, or was it rape? Only he and your mother know. Ellen and Elwyn looked straight to each other. They shared a moment of profound rage and grief in the deep silence between them. Then they looked back to Urania. After Adrian left, news came that Deveron had been attacked by men who left him and two of his gang dead in the street. Alan shook his head violently, yet continued to breathe evenly. Elwyn was absorbed in the tragedy of the story. Urania gently observed their reactions and surrounded them with her love as she continued. Adrian immediately blamed it on a rival gang and took Deveron's territory, remaining gang members and your mother into his care. He took everything your parents had built as his own and managed to make himself look like a powerful leader in the process. Erin, your mother was smart enough to protect you, Elwyn. Erin, your mother, was smart enough to protect you, Elwyn, and not fight Adrian. She knew how dangerous he was. I had just met Angus at the time. Angus was an independent contractor who often sorted things out for Adrian. Adrian feared him, but found him too useful. Angus was his own man, which is what I found so attractive. He was exciting, but outside the control of the gang. And when it came to your parents, Angus had something over Adrian. He knew the truth. Angus and I moved in together. When Erin gave birth to you, Alan, 9 months after Deveron's death, Angus took you both from Adrian into our home. Adrian was not happy about either event, but went along with them. Later on, I realised it was the price Adrian paid Angus so he could get away with it. Together, Angus and I broke free of our old life. With the two of you, we found a new purpose that filled us with joy. We could be honest with you and each other, and that's when Angus began to share his stories. As the memories of those magical years together filled their minds, they felt quiet. The room felt alive with love. The pain of their loss and concern for their situation dissolved for a few moments. They knew Angus was with them.